All right, everybody pay attention here. I'm only going over it one time. So if you mess up, it's on your own. Now, we'll go over it. It's not too hard to understand. So, Scramble for Africa. So as we're getting into the age of imperialism, okay, these European countries, they're limited to the resources they have in Europe, right? We talked about that yesterday, okay? They're all jam-packed close together in Europe, and they need to look somewhere else to gather resources, gather materials, and this actually happened, okay? The Belgian Conference, this was a meeting between all the European countries to talk over and discuss how they're going to divide up Africa, okay, how they're going to carve it up. It almost looks like a cake in a way. And there's a good political cartoon I'll show here soon. They're all European countries together carving it up and really distributing it amongst each other. And for the most part, the most powerful countries, which was Great Britain, okay, they really had the biggest assets. They had the biggest parts of Africa that really meant something because, let's face it, they're the most dominant. They're the strongest. Eventually, we'll talk about Germany and how they'll get involved and what lands that they'll take over. All right, so here's the rules for the game. Class will be divided up into groups of 3 or 4, which you guys are already in. I'll leave that up to you to decide, which you only can do a certain amount here. You only can do so much social distancing. So you're going to pick between Great Britain, France, Germany, and Portugal. So you guys can decide that on your own, what country you want to be. And, yeah, you guys can figure that out on your own. So 3, play begins with each member rolling a die. High roller wins control of that country, and you got to repeat that process to complete the game. So each person will get a dice. You guys will all roll it at the same time, and try to be, make sure that your dice is present for your partner to see, so they know that you're not cheating. Okay. So you roll your dice. The higher number you get, obviously, you win. Okay. It's like you guys are all going to war. You all are competing for that small territory or that small country. So if you get a higher number, you win that country or territory. All right? Makes sense. So when rolling a die, 1, when 2 or more players roll 6, they're at war. Each player rolls again with the highest number deciding who gets the territory in dispute. All right, note the loser or losers of that war cannot compete for the next territory in the list. All right, so I always play above 4. Okay, so let's say everybody that's competing for that territory, that country, rolls a 3. Okay, let's say the highest number is a 3. Everybody loses. Everybody loses. Okay, so that means that's going to go to the territory or the country. That means the native tribes won that battle amongst all of you, which should never really happen. Okay, should never really happen. It might happen here or there, but that's about it. All right, so let's say you roll a 4. Okay, so let's just, for instance, Ethan and Autumn are going for, I don't know, the Congo. So Ethan, Autumn, you both roll a 4. Okay, so that means you're going to compete with one another. That's the highest number, by the way. Okay, let's say you both roll a 4. That's the highest number. Haley and Chase, okay, you guys both roll a 2. All right, you guys are out, okay, because you didn't meet a 4, what you need. All right, you need 4 or higher. So since you two both rolled a 4, that's the highest number, you guys will go to war with each other. So you'll roll again, okay? And then whoever has a higher number between you both will win that territory or that country. Does that make sense? Okay? So then you will write your country name, Great Britain, whatever it might be, Ethan, in the Congo, okay? And then you'll color the Congo in with the color that you'd pick for Great Britain. So it might be blue, okay? So then Autumn, since you lost the war, you cannot compete for the next country that's going to be available. That means your resources are low. You lost a lot of soldiers. You got to rebuild, okay? All right, so like I said, 3, if no one rolls 4, 5, or 6, the territory in question remains independent. So again, you need at least a 4, all right, to compete for a country and take that over. If you don't, it goes independent. You write independent in it, and you leave it white. Okay, you don't color that territory or that country in. You just leave it white. And then finally, at the end of the game, there's points with each individual territory or country. Okay, the higher the points for that country or territory in Africa, okay, that means they had more resources. That means they had more assets to, let's say, trade. Okay, so you're going to try to win as many countries, territories as possible, claim the most points, and whoever wins gets, how about 2 extra credit points on their test? Does that work? Or their quiz? All right, let's do that. All right, so like I said, here's what you're going to do. So the first one's the Belgian Congo. All right, so let's just say Ethan, Autumn. I don't know who else is working for you. Just Haley? Okay. So let's just say from you 3, all right, Ethan wins. He writes Great Britain at the top, or you can just do your color. So let's say Great Britain's blue. You just put a blue stripe right here. Okay?
So me and Hannah are different.
Yes. Yep. So you'll be France or you'll be Portugal, whatever it might be. And then the next one, Sierra Leone. Okay, so let's say Haley wins. You want to be red for some reason. Let's say you want to be red. Just put a red swipe there, showing that you won that territory. Then you go down to the map here in Africa. You find the Belgian Congo right there. Okay, Ethan won that in blue. You color that in blue or shade it in blue, highlight, whatever you want to do. Does everybody understand what we're doing? Remember, you need 4, 5, or 6. If everybody in the group rolls below a 4, 5, or 6, let's say it's a 3 or a 2 or 1, it's independent. You got to move on to the next one. What's up, Ethan?
You have to color like they win or not.
Yes. Yep. So you're also coloring in everybody in your groups in your parts of Africa. It just shows that you completed it and shows who has the most control in Africa. All right. So then don't worry about the questions until after the game is finished. All right. Then you can worry about the questions afterwards. All right. Does everybody understand what we're doing? I'll walk around the room to help you out. Okay. And if you need any questions throughout this whole process, just let me know. And that's the directions. That's the directions. So those of you at home, please, work with someone like over FaceTime, Zoom, however you want to do it. Try not to cheat with the dice. It is what it is. There's only so much I can do with it. But this represents a Scramble for Africa.